गुड इवनिंग गुड इवनिंग सुपर एक्साइटेड मेरा फुल हाउस तो यहाँ पे सेट हो गया but ladies and gentlemen we're back in Delhi with MFN 9 and we're outside a big round of applause for everyone because we're all the way back. This is the first time we're clapping and such muted response. A bigger round of applause, we're back in Delhi. There we go. In Shiri Fort Auditorium, I can't hear myself, and here I can't hear y'all. This is different. But you know, super excited. We're back in Delhi. We got a star cast on stage as well. So many familiar, of course, with all of them. We'll start with Ayesha, ma'am. Of course, a big round of applause. She's back.
Thank you. Thank you.
Krishna, once again, always giving the fullest support. Dancer, big round of applause for him. Alan, sir. This is the heartbeat of MFN that I first talked about. I'd like to welcome from Gamif, Brazil, Mr. John Groves right there. Big round of applause for him. And the main event, the gentleman on my either side. Can we have a big round of applause for Sanjeet Budwar and George Stojanovic. Let's get this party started. First, we're going to start. I normally start with Ayesha ma'am whenever she's there, but today, Alan, I'm putting you in the spotlight. We're right here in Delhi. We're out there in the open. You know, it's getting bigger. It looks beautiful. So much is expected. We're so excited about going back to Siri Fort because of the crazy response that we got last time. Was it a no-brainer to come back to Delhi?
Are we on with this? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it was. It pretty much defined itself what we did with MFN 8. So it wasn't a no-brainer at all to come back to Delhi. Plus, these guys have a massive fan following in Delhi. I don't know what they do in Delhi, but the fighters are really well followed in Delhi. So we had to come back.
And I'm so glad we're back because friends and family can also join in. Ayesha ma'am, we're back here, and you know it's like a comfortable space for all of us. We've had a amazing 2 years. Dubai and Hyderabad and Delhi, we're back. But it's almost like now it's a serious end. You know, when you repeat a venue, it's because you really liked it, and then also because the response was amazing. So what are you thinking about MFN 9? I know you get excited just before. You know, when we were meeting the fighters before, you were even more excited. But what are you expecting from this?
Well,
Ma'am, you gotta put it on. Yeah. Yes.
to be honest, I think every time I think we can't do better with the card, and then coach pulls something out that's even better. So for me, MFN 9, the card right from the undercard to the main card, I can't decide which fight is going to be more exciting to watch. They all look crazy, and I think it's going to be a fantastic event.
Yeah, it already looks like it. I've never seen a more serious lineup right in the front. No smiles at all. Today, everyone looks set for business. Krishna, this is your baby. You get so proud every time you see the developments in it, every time you see the fighters do really well. Sometimes bad luck happens, but you know, the fullest support all the time. Do you spend like pretty much the week leading up to it, every single day thinking about it, how you can do more, and you know, then the aftermath of that, what's next? Is that you in your head all the time?
24/7. I mean, this is such a passion of mine. You know, of course, I'm not a professional fighter, but I've been following the sport for over a decade now. I'm a huge fan of the sport, and all of this started from just pure passion.
And look at where it's become. And one of the people that has been very responsible for this has been Dancer, you know, and I've been now 4 or 5 MFNs, and now I can feel like I can say it very easily also. Every time I see your reels, I see you teaching, there's such a respect that comes across. I think there's a great respect for the sport, for the opportunity that everyone's got. It's grown bigger and bigger. Today we've got John, who's joined us as well, who's going to be our color commentator. Just tell me, you must look with such pride to see how much it's grown from MFN in the early stages to now.
Salil, when people move from India to the United States, they usually don't come back. I come back to India because of Matrix Fight Night.
There we go.
That's how awesome this show is.
We love having you back every time. John, your first time here. From the 1 hour I've had an interaction with you, you speak very less. Are you shocked at how much we all speak here? What's your experience with India? It's the first time you're here. It's not as hot. We're outside. And your experience. Have you been to India before?
No, I have not.
Wow. So what do you think? We're presenting the Taj to you. What do you think?
I think it's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the sport itself, has grown in leaps and bounds in India. What do you think?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
I think it's going to continue to grow.
Yeah.
I'm seeing very positive things.
Yeah.
Absolutely, a well-oiled machine, honestly, here with the MFN.
Yeah.
I'm very impressed.
Super impressive words coming from abroad. That's what happens. You get to then sort of compare the two. Alan sir, making a fight card is always tough. You get criticized for not picking everyone. Sometimes the fights go really well. We're watching it in, when we go into Surrey Fort or into any of the venues. And then when they turn out well and there's a really pound for pound action is great, you're very happy. Was this a tough fight card to make? I see a lot of familiar names, but with new opponents.
Yeah, I think if you go through the entire fight card, there are a lot of names that are new, as always, because I've told you, we had multiple conversations that my favorite part of the fight card is the undercard, because those are the names. I mean, I keep talking to Ayesha ma'am and Krishna, and that I hide in the lobby and I see the faces of these fighters when they come into the hotel, and I see that joy. For me, that's the biggest thing of all, and we've achieved so much with MFN. And coming back to the fight card, I think it was the last few fights which we had in MFN 8, they defined themselves, so they translated into MFN 9. And this gentleman sitting right next to me makes a strong case for that being in the main event. And the others, I mean, they are just some of the stars that we want them to grow more and more internationally. And by now, a lot of guys that you see in the front row, they've made a name for themselves. So I'm just happy. So fight cards are always exciting.
Before I come to the main event with these two boys, Ayesha ma'am, are you also actively poking coach about the fight card? What's the scene? Who's it going to be? I know that you want to know, and those WhatsApps must be hitting the roof when he does make the fight card. I know Krishna gets very excited as well. But are you actively starting to watch and see? You can chart progress now. You've seen in the last 4 or 5 MFNs how they're going. So how involved are you there?
I'm not at all involved in the fight card per se, but yeah, I'm always on coach's case about coach, who's fighting, because I have my favorites sitting here, and for me, I always say MFN is a family, and I truly mean it. And some of the boys sitting right here, they've been with us from MFN 1. MFN 2, and they've believed in our vision and they've stuck with us. So loyalty is something that I appreciate greatly, and I'm so happy to say that the way things are going with MFN, trust me guys, this loyalty is not misplaced.
Big round of applause there, guys. It works both ways. Handshake dono taraf hota hai. Now, since ma'am, I can't ask coach and dancer about their favorite pick since you mentioned it, I'm going to ask the two of you. Krishna, do you have a favorite on the fight card?
I feel like if you look at this fight card, it's one of Coach Allen's best work. We have everything from MFN's first super fight to another international talent coming in our main event, to 2 women bouts. So
Yes.
I'm super excited about that. We got some guys moving down in weight, which is very impressive and a very difficult thing to do. So props to that, Angad. What else? I mean, this has everything. So much new talent that I'm so excited to watch perform. And there's nothing better than doing that in a full stadium full of fans, because I feel like the fans really, they act as fuel and they give these guys that motivation, guys and girls, that motivation that they need.
You still haven't given me one fight. You have to.
You gotta look at the whole card. It's unreal. Okay. It's so hard to pick just one.
Actually, that's true. It's well balanced out. Ayesha ma'am, are you going to dodge the bullet?
Absolutely.
All right. संजीत पाजी, congratulations. मेन इवेंट जैसे सर ने बोला कि बहुत बड़ी बात हो जाती है, और सारे लोगों की आंखें और निगाहें अब आप पर हैं, और परफॉर्मेंस आपके लिए नॉर्मल है, आपके लिए आप एक प्रोफेशनल फाइटर हैं, लेकिन अब आपके कंधे पर थोड़ा सा भारी भार है. कैसा लग रहा है सर?
कुछ नहीं भाई, इस बार ने भी उतार दें कि खुद कोई दिक्कत ना आए, इस बार को भी दूर कर देंगे भैया. क्या बात होगी.
बहुत कम शब्द बोलते हैं, मैन, वेरी फ्यू वर्ड्स. क्या दिक्कत हो गई? George, can you, should I speak to you? You can speak in English, right? Perfectly well.
Of course I can.
So I'll tell you what he said. No big deal. He said, this is no big deal. What do you have to say to that?
Yeah, but hopefully he didn't say something mean to me because I didn't understand that. Hopefully he can come and fight and show me if he means business. We are sure as hell going to give you a show, and that's why we came here. I'm not gonna say it's an easy fight. He knows damn well I'm not an easy fight. He's not an easy fight too. Don't get me wrong. We are here to give you a show, and that's what's happening.
We're waiting for the show. No, he didn't say anything mean. He just said, you're no big deal. That's all he said. What do you have to say to just that line?
Yeah, not my first time I'm fighting someone who is older than me. Actually, I never fought anyone that's my age or younger than me. So yeah, I'm used to that. I'm used to being an underdog. All these guys that are more experienced than me. But yeah, I came here to shock the world.
All right, let's see if we can shock the world. I'm going to open out to questions. Who would like to ask questions to our panels and our esteemed guests on stage as well? Yes. We've got, yeah, just send it across.
Right at the back.
So I have a question for Coach Allen. Coach Allen, we've been speaking about introducing belts in MFN, and we've spoken about it many times in the past as well. So are we, can we expect that to happen in the near future? And when it does happen, are we looking at 5 rounds? What is it going to look like?
Okay, we got to it finally. So just to announce to everyone here on the record that we have belts coming up on MFN 10. And we are just still picking our brains that how many categories, but I can assure you there are more than 2 weight categories that we'll be giving the belt for. It's a fantastic belt. If I had the opportunity, I would steal the belt and keep it in my home, but ma'am's not allowing me to do that. But it's for you guys to win that belt. So MFN 10, we've got 2 or 3 belt division fights coming up. Yes, if it's for a belt, there will be championship rounds. So 5 into 5.
Thank you, sir. I'm sure that announcement has made many fans, many fighters very happy.
Thank you.
Yes, please.
Yeah, hi. My question is to all of you, like what you see the impact of the MFN over the Indian market, like from the season 1 to season 9, like you see the any impact on the Indian market?
Huge impact, of course, ma'am. We'll just address it like this.
Well, it's interesting that you say that because when we came up with MFN 1, I know a lot of people were, doubting that this would continue. They thought maybe it was just a one-off show and we were just doing it for fun or I don't know what. But, all big ideas often have their share of doubters. And I think Apple is the best example of that. So MFN, we're here to stay for sure. We've just begun. And well, there's so much that we have to share with all of you this evening. But we'll do it a little bit at a time.
Also,
But
I feel like we've done. I'm sorry. Were you
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, done.
I feel like we've done, a pretty damn good job in the Indian market already. If you think of Indian MMA, there's nothing but Matrix Fight Night. We're talking global now.
And look at this as well, bro. It's not just about the fights, it's how you treat the fighters. And we keep saying this. The way they get treated, the way the facilities and the promotion and the eyeballs that they get, it's fantastic. Dancer, I'd like you to actually also address him because when he says 1 to 9, you were there, you're like the original OG of MMA in India as well, So what would you say to him?
I think my answer to him is what Kishu had spoken about at the last MFN. Kishu had mentioned to us that she's actually getting emails and messages and text messages from fighters, promoters, gyms across the world. So that answers it. We're not just making an impact on India, but on the world market. That's what we're doing.
Very true. I just have the mic and I get WhatsApps as well and, DMs. So I'm like thinking, imagine how their DMs are obviously full. Yes, next question, please.
So my question is to Ayesha ma'am. Of course, MFN is getting a notice globally. However, my friends in international media, those who follow MFN, they've been questioning how sustainable MFN is without pay-per-views, without big banner sponsors, or are we going to the TV or maybe OTT platforms?
So, like I said, a lot of people maybe don't know what my family is like, especially my kids. If they get their teeth into something, they don't let go. And we've started MFN with a purpose and with a vision. And we will be here as long as that vision is yet to be accomplished. Having said that, I would love to share some incredible news with all of you today. We have just signed a big broadcast deal for MFN.
All right.
And as of MFN 10, we will be going live broadcast. And that's very exciting news. That also means big money. So, and for us, big money translates to big paychecks for our boys and girls. That was always something on my agenda. I've kept talking about it every press conference. But today I can actually say that as of MFN 10, all fighters signed to Matrix can expect a massive, massive paycheck increase. This is for base pay only. And there are lots more incentives being planned as well for those who come up with fantastic performances, wins, etc. But the base pay for Matrix fighters, you guys are going to be really happy. That's for sure.
This deserves a standing ovation, ladies and gentlemen. Let's all stand up to this. This is what we wanted. This is what you are always there for. It's fantastic news for everyone, for all the fighters. You all earned this, and they've done it, ma'am. Gracious from their side as well. A big round of applause for the whole team. Well done. Thank you so much. We are moving on to more questions as well. No, I'm not the music yet. This is excitement for everybody. I know that they don't know how to express it right now. I'm expressing it for them. Yes.
Ma'am, another question. For the fans, when is the MFN merchandise coming up?
So good that you asked that as well. It's already in process. We've got some really cool stuff coming in. And we're just waiting for the right time to launch, possibly around MFN 10 as well, because that seems to be like, the turning point for Matrix, and a lot of big things, good things happening at that time. So it seems to be an ideal time to launch the merch as well.
All right, lots and lots of big announcements coming up today. Yes, please. The gentleman at the back. Yeah. I'll just send the mic across. Just a minute.
It's more like a thing to say. Across the MMA, the Irish, the Brazilians, and the English are considered the biggest fan base for MMA. And I think it is high time we Indians change this landscape. So, no disrespect to the Serbian guy and the beloved country, but sir, Paji, we will all be waiting for you to knock him out and send him to Shadow Ram. We want you to send him to Shadow Ram, knock him out cold in that octagon tomorrow.
Partisan audience. Paji, पूरा support आपके लिए. बस ये बोला उन्होंने.
I don't know anyone will support you, but as an Indian, I'm supporting you. And I want everyone to support you because I'm sick of Irish, I'm sick of Brazilians, and I'm sick of English to support their fan bases. And I'm here to do for an Indian.
The best part is he understood everything. He didn't. So I had to translate that to him, but it's cool. बेचारा जिसको support नहीं है. All right. Next. Yeah.
Hello, ma'am. Hello, sir. Sir, my question is to you from Alan, sir. Sorry. My question is to you. At the end of your journey, one thing you would like to remember that you did, MMA journey.
What would I like to remember?
Yes.
I think these guys sitting where I'm sitting.
Aside, keeping MFN aside.
What would I like to remember?
Yes, sir.
That I did something good. I added little good to this world with MMA.
Thank you. But end of journey बहुत time है अभी. Please don't start saying. We are just announcing new things. You're already asking legendary status, sir. End of journey. On MFN 25 will print this. Okay, not now. All right. Anybody else? Yes. Yes. Our champ Dhruv.
Hello. My question to Alan sir, of course, जो भी MFN के कार्ड बनते हैं वो इन्हीं के हाथों से बनते हैं. So, as we are saying, like 3 international fighter ये MFN 9 में fight कर रहे हैं. I think पूरा इंडिया देखना चाहता है. India versus Pakistan. When you are getting that?
तुझे पता है हम दिल्ली में है ना? Okay, I mean, I would love that competition to happen as well, but see, we got to live. We live in a land which is judged by law. We have to respect the law. We live by the laws of this land, and if the law permits, if the government provides adequate permission, protection, security, whatever you want to call it, or permissions for that to happen in India, I would be the first one to jump on to that fight. If at all it doesn't happen, we will take it to a neutral venue where both India and Pakistan can come and fight. So अगर खेलना है तो शायद permission के ऊपर depend करता है, definitely. But I am interested in that fight for sure.
Otherwise, Baji, video games. India, Pakistan, video game वही करते रहो. That's the best, non-controversial. Yes, yes. Manan.
So my question is to Dan sir. Krishna mentioned, and we all are aware that now MFN is global. We have many international fighters fighting in this card as well, and we are definitely beyond India now. As a sanctioning body, I'm talking about GAMAF. What is your perspective on this? How do you see MFN when you compare it to other international promotions?
Before I answer, oh, he just jumped off. I just thought I saw Jason Ramesh Solomon. There you are, Jason Ramesh Solomon. What's up, man? He wants the belt. Yeah, sorry about that.
You can't keep him out of Indian MMA.
Yeah, I think my answer is what MFN is doing is sure, small, but secure steps. And GAMAF is going hand in hand with those steps. So we're not being over ambitious. We're doing everything the right way. So we're not going to just, take some hasty decisions and just blow all of this, because there's been so much of hard work. So everything is going at the best pace, at the right pace. There's so much of information and knowledge that's being shared internally, which is taking it in the right direction. So I think we're just taking the right steps at the right pace.
Thank you. And just a similar question to John. Salil already asked you this, John. How has your experience been here? I'd like you to, and you just said awesome, but I'd like you to elaborate a little bit. You have been a fighter yourself. You are a coach. You are a WCK master instructor. So keeping all of that in mind, what do you notice here? What do you observe here?
Honestly, I had no idea what to expect when I was coming here. And since I've landed, I've found such a rich and kind culture that I've absolutely fallen in love with, as well as an unbelievably organized and professional event in the MFN. And I really think that speaks to the leadership sitting here at this table. Leadership that takes into account things like fighter safety and officials training. I think the MFN is ahead of its time, honestly, doing things that other organizations should take note of. And I'm very proud to be a part of it.
Thank you.
Yes, we got a question right up in front. Actually, that's very well said what he said. Yeah, but while we pass the mic, it's very... okay, after Jared, then we'll come to you. Yeah.
My question is to the Serbian Dorje. Hello, welcome to India. You said it yourself, you're walking into this fight as an underdog. Sanjeet has not only the entire of Delhi, the whole of India backing him in this fight. It's really tough. We have seen a lot of events. It's really tough walking into something like this. Congrats. You're like the grey wolf of Serbia, which symbolizes bravery. That's great. A round of applause to the Serbian.
Thank you so much.
Any mental preparation that you can give? You're young. You're 20. All fighters are coming in. Correct me if I'm wrong, but is there any mental preparation that you have planned coming into this fight?
Don't get this wrong. I started doing MMA 11 years ago, and that was such a long time for me because I'm only 20 years old now. So already I have so much experience. I have so much fights. I can't come here and be like stressing out about some things. He can have whole world behind him, you know. I'm still not gonna care. I'm here to do my job. He's here to do his job, and we're here to provide you a great entertainment. Thank you.
That's great. Thank you very much. Wise words.
The lady in front, yeah.
Hello ma'am, this is Neelam Sharma from Sports Trumpet. So my question is to you कि क्या ऐसा reason रहा कि after a successful season of MFN 8 आप MFN 9 ही दिल्ली में ही आए, तो क्या इसके पीछे क्या reason रहा?
I mean, I think we've answered this question already. It's a no-brainer, you know. The success of MFN 8, I would credit to our fans. I feel like the energy the fans bring over here absolutely unmatched for the fight game. And like I said, you know, it just benefits these guys and girls. It works as motivation and it fuels all our events. So very happy to be back in Delhi and very happy to have a full stadium once again.
Thank you.
You should come to the stadium. You'll understand. When they come in there, yeah, it's a fort. Acha thiya. So aapne dekh liya. There was such sound we couldn't hear ourselves on the mic. Right, so I think should we wrap it up? Yeah, and then we'll have yes.
So my question is to Coach Alan. We've got the main event, but besides that, we also have the super fights. So help us understand what super fights are.
Okay, so just to define this super fight, actually, to be honest, I have very few and short conversations with the fighters. I rarely get to speak to them directly because of all our work that we do. So when I spoke to Seth about fighting in MFN 9, true story, and we offered Seth as Zahur as an opponent, and one thing Seth said to me that I will avenge my friend's defeat. So that sounded like a big call out. I was like, okay, so what do I call this? Because we've got the co-main event set, we got the main event set. So I said, this is a super idea. So that's how super fight came into being. So now I think we'll have to start having a lot more super fights. So any revenges, any grudges that you guys have amongst fighters, just bring it on. MFN will bring those super fights for you.
39 seconds, brother. You've got to fight 39 seconds in the revenge. Yes, my dear friend with straight from the pool. Let's have you here.
She promised me to take her to the pool first. That's why we had to do
Right,
that.
perfect. Let's
What's
go.
up? What's up? All the fighters, all the fans, people around the world want a belt, guys. We want the gold. When is it gonna come?
You obviously missed.
I missed it.
You were underwater for that.
I'm sorry, guys. I missed it. My bad. It's coming.
Yes.
It's coming.
That's already happened.
Woo! Yes.
Double digits, baby.
Guys, I want to share one more bit of good news with you. So it's been my dream to have our own Matrix fight camp. I've been watching a lot of you guys training in Thailand and all of this. And so I just kept quiet because we weren't ready. But work started on Matrix Fight Camp. And we're going to be getting the best coaches from all over the world. Muay Thai, BJJ, whatever you guys need. But I want to make it a world-class facility for our Matrix fighters to use. And hopefully you won't need to go anywhere else after that.
Sign me up.
Today is a big day, ma'am, isn't it?
Yes.
One after the other, you're out with a machine gun, which is brilliant. And it's only, so, for you also. This is Laddu Peda time for us. You know, it's like sweets time. We've never got so many sweets in one go. So, big round of applause for Ayesha ma'am and Krishna and Alan sir. This is a big, big day, man. So, stay focused, all you fighters. We're still a few months away from MFN 10. We've got 9 in front of us. And you have to prove yourselves now. And as ma'am said, if you do good, then it's incentives for that. So now you have to perform. And there are going to be people that are going to judge. Social media is a big place. You know, all your fights go out on YouTube. All your fights go out on social media. Your various comments come out there. So give it your best. When you're out there in the ring, just do as much as you can. It doesn't matter what the other people are saying and what has been said here as well. Right, coach, should we have the face-offs?
Sure, we good.
Yes.
I just wanted to add to that, since you spoke about fights going on media, to all the fighters and cornermen, coaches, this is a genuine request to all your cornermen and coaches. Do not film the fights by yourself on your phones when you're cage side. Because when we put out the fights for you, we give the best version out. When you guys put the fights on your own, I'm afraid to say so, they are not great versions. So please leave the task to us to film the fights and put them out on social media. Do not film. Officials will stop you. You can have your phones in your pockets, but do not take them out when the fights are on. So I just wanted to put it out there. So,
just before I come to you, Coach, yeah, one last question out there.
My question is to Alan.
One sec, brother, your mic seems off.
Okay, so my question is to Alan, sir. So back in MFN8, you were talking about amateur contender series for the upcoming generation of MMA in India. So
Right.
when are we going to see that?
it's right before MFN 10. I'll tell you the month soon.
That's great.
We're going to pick out categories for MFN 10, so I'll let you know that as well.
Another thing you promised me, you'll be coming to Dehradun.
I'll keep that promise for sure. A lot of
Thank
people
you.
watching, I can't go back on that.
Still-
I will come to.
still I see
And
in
there's a lot of Dehradun sitting right
Yes,
in front, so I
right
have
in
to
the
make
front
that
row.
promise come true.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Kudos.
All the announcements you want today only. So many have come here. One more, Dehradun also. Right, let's have the face-offs, Coach. And let's have some music as well. As I call out, I'm going to start with the undercard. We start with the blue corner, Arsenba Ozukum and Bishwamitra, the flyweight category. Just going to move this side here. Attitude, gentlemen, in front of the camera. Attitude. Thank you. All right. Prakram Dandona and Digambar Singh Rawat, the lightweight category. All right, in the bantamweight, we've got Kapil from the red corner and Imkong Sunep Jamir. Come on, cheer them on, boys and girls, come on. Right, Aviso Lanamai and Abhishek Negi. Pooja Tomar and Tenzin Pema. That's our main card, ladies and gentlemen. Starts here. All right. Thank you, ladies. Himanshu Kaushik and Angad Bisht. All right, this one I'm looking forward to. Shrikant and Sumit Khare. अभी तो भाईचारा है रिंग के अंदर अलग. I like it. All right, thank you, gentlemen. Our co-main event, Mary Jane and Jojo Rajkumari. All right, got the main eventing as well. George Stojanovic and Sanjeet Budwar. That, ladies and gentlemen, is our main event. A big round of applause. Good luck to both the fighters. It looks good kill, Sanjeet. All right, thank you, gentlemen. And the super fight for the first time, as we've already discussed this, Seth Rosario and Zahur Shah. Coach, do stay there. We're going to call the co-main event, the main event, and the super fight fighters on stage, please. So that's Jojo, Mary Jane, can you come on stage? Sanjeet and George, can you come on stage? Zahur and Seth, can you come on stage? Krishna ma'am, Ayesha ma'am, Dancer. Can we have everybody on stage, please?
What a card. It just got real.
Yeah. All right, for this big... Guys, you can get a little closer as long as Alan sir is there in the middle. That is, ladies and gentlemen, MFN 9. We're all set tomorrow night. We go live at 6:30. Be there or be square. Let's have a pose, ladies and gentlemen. Let's have a pose. With the cameras, my co-main event, my main event, and my super fight. Right, thank you so much. Thank you very much for coming. That wraps up today's proceedings for the press con. We'll see you tomorrow evening. Thank you. Can we, yes, we've got high tea, everybody. High tea here, so please have high tea, snacks, everything is there. All there, so